so you made it to a PDF if it appears. That's fair enough. So here is what the important thing for all of you. First and foremost, before I continue, can I ask all of you whether you're able to hear me clearly? Can you raise your hand? Click on the participants and raise your hand. Some of you are listening to me, if you can, so that I know that, okay, bye. Chal raha hai. Achal, Nandan, Arvind, Ilakhya, Sai Lakshmi, Rucha, Divya, Purva, Joy, of course, thanks. Mohit, I'll answer your question, buddy. Don't worry about it. 50 is not bad if you don't give up. Thanks, Jhanvi, Sparsh and all. Very good. This is the time when giving up seems to be the first thing that is there in our brains when we are not doing very, very well. But again, I say the same thing. This is the time, and really the time, the last 15 days, you should definitely not give up. In fact, I was just discussing with my students on another similar chat. I think somebody is, Dinesh, if you just, DG and Dinesh, if you can please mute yourself, friends. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, I was just telling this, it appeared that Trump will win a few days back. Then it realized that Pennsylvania, DG, if you're here listening to me, can you just mute yourself, friend? Thank you. All of you, if you can just mute yourself, and Ashok, since you're the host, you can also mute everyone, but of course you need to unmute me. Coming back to this, till the last moment, it was such a neck and neck race. But when Pennsylvania flipped, or of course, Georgia flipped, suddenly he is not only winning, but winning by a margin. You look at Bihar election yesterday. Of course, it's a different issue that it was a very, very neck and neck race. But in the very initial 2 hours of Rujhan, as they call it, in the first 2 hours, it was almost like RJD and the Mahagathbandhan was about to win. What is important is winning by, it doesn't matter whether you win by 1 vote or 1,000 votes or 1 lakh votes. Winning, that matters. Similarly, my friends, and I'll probably pick it up from Joy, 94.3% is not brilliant, but if it is good enough to get into such a lovely school like an IIM Udaipur, I think you should not bother about it. Mohit, 50, if it goes to 78 to 80, you would probably get into that 85, 90 percentiles this year. 50, Mohit. I'm speaking to Mohit simply because he put a question on the screen. But let me tell you, my friends, these 15 days or actually 18 days can also make a difference to you. And what and how, we will quickly look at it. Certain things that I'm going to take up. One of the key things that I have is what I call it taking stock with a 5 mock moving average. We'll discuss that. And then we will also look at it. I have a slightly different of opinion, with all due respects to Mr. Joy Bamania. I think writing mocks has a purpose. If you have already done the entire preparation, if you have completed the entire preparation, then every alternate day writing a mock makes sense. But if there is a lot of things which are, for example, a Mohit kind of a person, or a person who is not getting that 99 plus percentile or a 95 plus percentiles consistently, for that person, I would still say a person who is in that 50, 60, 70 percentiles even now, up and down, or 80 percentiles also, I think utilizing the time to increase a little bit of an accuracy, little bit of push in 1, 2, 3 questions over the next 15 days can make a huge difference to your overall percentile. So that therefore I would probably recommend lesser mocks for such a kind of a person. Okay, so that's what I would definitely say. Okay, we have a lot of non-direct CAT questions. So what we will do, Amarjeet, Pooja, all of you, is let's first focus on the CAT exam, which is there in the next 15-20 days. And then we will take up the questions which are like, kya DU mein jana chahiye, ya kahin aur jana chahiye, ya whatever else that questions can have. Fair enough? Just hold other questions till we finish this session. So I'm going to take about 10-15 minutes. I'll not take too long. So Ashok, next one. See, these are some of the very, very obvious questions which people have. Should I take up a new topic at this stage? My answer is absolutely no. If there is nothing, if there are topics which you can't understand, permutation combination, number systems probably, or games and tournament sets in DI, absolutely fine to leave it. Because there is nothing much you can do, because this is the time to reiterate, to resolve all the ones that you are good at. Strength, make your strength more stronger rather than wasting too much of time on trying to spread yourself thin. One question which lots of people ask, therefore I thought I'll pick it up today, is how to select DI sets. Same thing with how to select RC sets. My answer is don't select them. Try doing all of them. But one of the most important things that people miss out on DILR, therefore I'll address it in a minute, is it is not that you can't do a question. The problem is it takes longer time. Now, when somebody says it takes longer time, the reverse way of putting it, if I flip it out, you give more time because you want to be more correct, more confident, you're more cautious. So therefore, I would say DI and LR especially, and that's true for others also, you have a cutoff time, 10 minutes. Let's say you do only 2 questions in 10 minutes. Get out of it. Ideally 8-9 minutes. If you can do 3, great. Problem is, because you did 3, you want to do the 4th, take another 3 more minutes, and like that you do it for 2 sets, suddenly you are going to lose out majorly of not looking at a very, very easy set. Hence, I am saying have a cutoff time, a kind of a stop loss time for each of those things. Similar to for quant also. Same thing for quant also. Have a stop loss time. Do not waste. And like Joy has correctly said, pick the easy questions. Now, there is no star mark given anywhere that this is an easy question. Hey, touch me on, pick me up. That means to say you need to invest that 20 seconds, 30 seconds to look at 2 things. Are you familiar with that question? Are you familiar with the topic? Do you know the formula? Do you know the next 3 sentences? Even if you don't know exactly. If the basic familiarity is there, you will attempt that question. If the familiarity is not there, you will just get out of that question. Last, what should one do if you're getting stuck in a passage set question? There is something Srija and Joy will learn in the first year of economics, microeconomics, called a sunk cost. I mean, this is there as a concept itself. Sunk cost is a cost which cannot be retrieved. Similarly, there is a sunk time. If you have spent 3 minutes, it's gone. Don't try to chase that by giving extra time. Get out of that set. That's all I would say. Next. So here is my, because the IIM Indore has not come out with any kind of a paper and they have been telling that we will not give. Hopefully they will give, but this is what the best attempt that I think will be the paper. Between 60 to 75 questions. Nobody knows what the exact number will be. It could be anywhere between 65 to 70. I mean, I'm saying 25 could be the most normal, given that there are 225 marks for your paper. That's an assumption that I'm making or a prediction that I'm making. Next. This is for all of you to understand. Now, here is what I'm saying. Like, Joy has talked about in his session, you need to take stock where you are. Now that you have 15, 17 days to go, what is it that you want to do? Let's look at that next. In the sense that, this is what I would like you to do. Before going down into figuring out what you want to do, don't look at all the mocks that you have done in the past. Can you pick up the last 5 mocks and then think about how is your average moving in terms of accuracy, in terms of attempts? You can just take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all of them, Ashok. Just click. Keep clicking. Keep clicking until this slide is over. So I'll just pick it up. Yeah, thanks. Even today, just go back to the previous one. Yeah, thanks. Even today, there is a chance to change. But there are only 2 ways in which any one of us can improve marks. One, by increasing attempts. But trust me, that's not going to improve too high given that we have only 15 days. So the only second way at this stage is to improve your accuracy. One more important thing that all of us have to know. What can change is accuracy, guys, even today. But what cannot change is suddenly thinking that your attempts will go up. Like, for example, you're attempting 50, don't expect the actual exam you will attempt 75. No, you will not. But if you're getting 40, let's say you're attempting 50 and you're getting only 12 correct and 25 wrong, this 25 can still flip. It can flip and give you, let's say, at least 10 more corrects. That would be at least 40 more marks. You'd be surprised. And that is the reason why I'm saying there is still enough time to do this both. Let's look at how. Next one. This is what I want you to really look at. Ashok, next, this one. What I want you to do is, let's say the last 5 mocks are there. The mock n, n-1, n-2. I'm a mathematician, like Joy said, he's an applied physics guy. He loves math. I'm therefore taking something from him. Mock n, n-1, n-2, n-3, n-4. That is the last 5 mocks. Look at what are the number of questions that are there in that. Look at the number of attempts that you have made. Can you figure out what is your attempt percentage? Then look at what are your corrects, and therefore what is your accuracy percentage, and then the net marks that you are getting. Now, please understand, this is the kind of a up and down thing will happen to all of us. Somebody on a good day, on a great day, you get a 50% net marks. On a bad day, it could go down to 30%. Our idea, rather, your idea should be, can I come closer and closer to that? Can I make it more and more consistent? But only when you understand it, then even now, a wee bit increase in attempts can happen. Not too many, maybe 1 or 2 questions in each of the sections over the next 12, 13 days, 14 days. If you write the 4 or 5 mocks that I'm going to advise you to, that is one. And or writing more sectional tests and topic tests like Joy has said correctly. Or can I, given that I have decided that boss, isse zyada attempt nahi ho sakta, I can't do more than these attempts, can I intervene in looking at individual sections? How can I improve the accuracy for each of these sections? So that is what I'm going to quickly take you through, but I'm not going to spend too much of time on that for the moment, but I will give you an overview of that. Can you take the next one, please? The verbal RC. Yeah, plan. Okay, this is before that, plan for mocks. This is something which I really want you to do. Just go back to the previous one. I'm sorry for a moment, Ashok. Yeah. So can you do something like this? Can you do something like this for all the sections? Within each of the sections, look at for areas. For example, like reading comprehension. Within reading comprehension, what is happening to your inference-based questions? What is happening to your fact-based questions? What is happening to your main idea kind of questions? Similarly, can you look at the accuracy levels for your para-summary, para-jumbles, odd para-jumbles? Likewise for DI, likewise for quant, arithmetic, algebra. And don't do it for the last 20, 30 mocks. Can you do it for the last 5 mocks? Why is this required? Because if you can do it for the last 5 mocks, you will know what is the most recent improvement that is happening to you. And that is what I want you to do. Okay. And then next one, of course, planning for mocks. My expectation is that over the next, if you can do 1 or 2 today. Yeah. Next one. Yeah. This is what I would believe. I'm sorry, guys. It's last not 4 weeks. It's last 2 weeks that we have. Here is what I'm going to look at you. I don't know whether you can see I don't know whether you can see my pointer. Even if it is not, what I am saying is, look, this Sunday on November 15th, you can take a mock. November 18th or November 19th, you can take a mock. November 22nd, once again a Sunday, you should take a mock. And November 25th, probably you should take a mock. That means Wednesday, Sunday, Wednesday, Sunday. Like, one day before the exam should be a chill day, not to do much about it. But the most important thing, in fact, today is 11th, maybe take one tomorrow. So that means 5 mocks. But the most important thing is, what do you do in between those 2 days? What do you do in these intervening days? You can take sectional tests if you want. You can take certain areas that I believe you can improve depending on the accuracy levels you are getting in the analysis that I've asked you to do. Okay, so can we go to that kind of things? Next one, please. Yeah, this is what I want you to do on the mock day. Take the mock at the time of your slot. Joy has perfectly said this, very, very correctly said this. It is a biological clock. Even if you're doing 4 mocks, 6 mocks, 7 mocks, I don't know how many mocks, 4 is what I recommend. You can do 1 or 2 more, but take the mock at the time of your actual slot, especially those people who have the 12:30 wala or the 8:30 wala. Why? Because 8:30 wala slot, those of you who are not nocturnal creatures and can't get up in the morning, get used to this. Similarly for 12:30, it's like a sleeping time types. You need to be really, really taking that, because on the 29th of November, you will probably do it at the same time. Then check the analysis as per the above. Look at your overall attempts, accuracy, section-wise, topic-wise. Jot down all the mistakes, both strategy as well as the questions. Solve all the mistakes and unsolved questions. Do not leave it, even if some of them are not to your liking, at least once. One of the things that I'm going to say is, what's your Aukat score? Could you have done more than actually what you got? Aukat score, what I see is that, यार मुझे तो आया 20 मार्क, 4 क्वेश्चन देखा ही नहीं था या मिस्टेक किया, अगर वो कन्वर्ट हो जाता तो 16 और मार्क आ जाते. Could that be the way? Because you need to mentally tell yourself that, look boss, I am better than this, and that is what Aukat score is. Then of course revise the questions that you get correct also. This is something which a lot of people miss, saying that मेरा तो correct आ गया. No, especially in verbal RC, make sure that you do that also, and then plan for the next one. The next one. 18 days are we have right now. 18 days is what we have right now from starting today. But I'm going to look at how we will look at how this 18 days picks up. Yeah, can you just go next, please? One by one, you can keep going in. Grand 18-day plan. 1 next. There are 4 mock days that I've planned. 1 chill pill day and 1 D day. That's what it is. 4 days will get wasted, because there will be Diwali will be there. Diwali, post Diwali, you will want to chill out. Last 2 days, chill out, and the D day. Maybe 1 day off. Some 4 or 5 days are gone in that. That means to say you guys have only 10 days to really work. Thanks. 10 days to really work. Even though there are 18 days, 3-4 days are going to go. 4 days for your mock. On the mock day, there is enough work to do, which means to say, yeah, 10 din hai. Maybe 2 to 3 days. Any extra day is a bonus. What exactly should you do is what I'm going to tell you. Next one. Thank you. The verbal RC. That is what the idea is, to increase accuracy. So divide these 10 days into 3 sets. 4 days for para summary, 3 days for odd para jumbles, and 3 days for para jumbles. Solve 10 questions per day. Why 10 questions? Because 10 questions out of these 4 days, this 10 days mein, ek din mein 4 continuous days you do para summary, 3 continuous days you do OPJ, 3 continuous days you do para jumbles. Hopefully you will improve your accuracy. But again, please understand what I'm saying. You pick up 10 questions from the mocks that you've already given in the past. Why? There would have got right or wrong. By focusing, let's say, look at it for 4 days, 10, 10, 10, 10 as a plan. You can do it more, no problems. But at least 10, 10, 10, 10 as a plan. If you do it, chances are that you will get a pattern. It's a pattern plan. You need to get that pattern plan. Next, same thing for RC. If you can look at it. Yeah, you can just carry on. Next one. We'll just leave it. Yeah. Yeah. In reading comprehension now, in reading comprehension again, you need to look at next one. We just go to reading comprehension straight away. In reading comprehension also, how do you increase accuracy? Once again, I don't know where I am getting marks. It is, see, when somebody looks at overall reading comprehension and marks, you will get nothing out of it. So therefore, what you need to do is go deeper deeper into where is your accuracy, bad or good. Here is what I'm saying. In 10 days, do 100 questions from the areas like inference, fact-based inference, main idea, tone, others. If any one of you by any chance is a CL student, you will know what is drill down analysis. But even if you're not, you can look at that way. What I am saying is, look, if you want to improve accuracy, you need to be able to identify when you're doing a paper कि भाई ये तो inference का question है और ऐसा करना चाहिए. How will you get that? Let's say 3 days I spend only on inference questions. 10, 10, 10. 3 days, 10 questions today. That means 10 passages also I'm reading. So I am not, various genres I am reading. I am reading 10 questions. Inference-based questions for 3 days continuously. 3 different things. What you're trying to get is, get the rules into the game. Get the elimination methods into the game. Get the comfort zone saying that you can identify the inference questions. Then 2 days fact-based and fact-based inference. Then 2 days main idea. You can come back to inference in the last 2 days. But do this in a very, very structured manner. You will see your accuracy has to go up by 1 mark. The next one, of course, is DILR. Exactly same thing. 10 days are there. The important sets for LR would be a Venn diagrams or a set theory or arrangements or a grouping and distribution, games and tournaments, others, whatever you can. Give 2 days for each of this and do 10 sets each. That means now just think about what I'm saying, asking you to do. Next 2 days, let's say 10 days out of whichever 10 days that you're going to work on. Continuously 2 days do only set theory. 10 sets you solve of set theory or Venn diagrams. My bet is on the CAT day, if a set theory question comes in, you will either be able to crack it easily or within 1.5 minutes, you will realize that, boss, this I cannot solve, and get out of that question. The sunk cost will not be there. That is very, very important. Same thing for arrangement, same thing for G&D and everything else. And take the same thing for important sets. Tables with numbers and percentages, or you can look at it. That's very, very important. A lot of questions. Pick up from all your previous mocks. 5 days, every day 5 sets. 25 sets you solve. Next 5 days. What it will give you is the entire gamut of the types of questions which can come in, and the speed also for that matter. You will be better off. And do it for other case kind of questions also for DI. Then comes quant. Next. Quant, I am giving you a 10-day plan. Very, very difficult because each one of us is different for quant. If you are a person who's very good in quant and broadly good in all the areas, then I would say out of your 10 days, give 4 to arithmetic, 3 to algebra, 2 to geometry, and 1 to numbers to revise at least 50 questions per day from these areas. In other words, if you're giving 2 days for geometry mensuration, I'm expecting you to do 100 questions. If you're doing algebra, I'm expecting you to do 150 questions. Arithmetic, I'll expect you to do 200 questions. Numbers, 50 questions. If you're a person who's not good in geometry mensuration or numbers, then divide this as 5 days for arithmetic, 3 days for algebra, and 2 days for geometry mensuration. Let's say you are a person who hates quant, but at least marks to chahiye tumko thoda sa. Focus on arithmetic for 6 days, 6 into 30, 300 questions you do. And where will you do it from? Either past CAT marks or obviously your mock scores. And then plat 4 for an engineer, good in QA, but not so very strong in arithmetic. You can do plus or minus. Next. This is what I'm saying. The time that I'm expecting you to spend apart from the mock day is 6 to 8 hours. You can pick it up, you'll understand what is the time spent, etc. Summary for this. In fact, Amit ji, if this can be put up on as a information to the students, they can also pick it up later on. Next. Sure. Next. Basically, I'm saying that guys, this is my recommendation. Try to do it 2 hours, 3 hours before noon, 2 hours, 3 hours within the 12 to 6, and 2 hours, 3 hours of 6 p.m. Those of you who are working, you might have to do it early morning, maybe in between for 1 hour, and after 7, 8 o'clock till about 11 o'clock. This next 10, 15 days, forget that you need to sleep. Absolutely. The last final word, last 3-4 minutes I'll take. Guys, there will be differences between sectional scores and mock scores. Do not worry about it. The reason why most of us don't do anything is we are desperate. And desperation gets you into loss of confidence. You want to give up kind of things. As I said, self-doubts will come in. You overthink, over-strategize. Keep it simple. 15 days can too turn around your fortune if you can really, really believe in yourself. Don't worry about the rest. The entire thing is complete noise. What matters is you for the next 15, 18 days. You have to just keep your focus. And the next slide, guys, one of the most important things, you are doing it for yourself, not to showcase to the world at large. Therefore, next, enjoy this exam. Because this is an exam to enjoy. And if you can enjoy this exam, you will come right. All the very best. Thank you so much, Amit ji.